Hi guys, we're back again. Welcome back to the channel, and if this is your first time, you're very much welcome. So today I'll be sharing with us how I made this beautiful dress that someone sent to my DM. And while I'm at it, I would like to share one or two things with us on the mistakes that I made while making this dress. So if you can see this part of the sleeve, it's kind of long and folded somehow. So I realized that I didn't like it this long and I preferred it short this way. So this one is long too, but I had to fold it in, and that is why it's giving what it's giving right now. This one is actually good, but I do not like it the way it's long. And I think another mistake that I made was that this part is too tight, and that's why it couldn't come up a little bit, and then making this one just the way this is. Anyway, why am I sharing this? I'm sharing this so that someone out there will know that it is okay to make mistakes. If you don't get it right now, that doesn't mean you cannot get it. All you have to do is you keep trying, and while you are at it, you take note of the mistakes so you don't make the same mistakes again. Like now, if I were making something like this again, I would make sure to not make the same mistake I made with the sleeve with the one I will be making next. So that's just what I felt like sharing with you. So in short, do not give up. Keep trying. You're going to get there. Yes, you are going to get there. Okay, so if you're still here, thank you. If you're yet to subscribe to the channel, please do so. Like, share, and drop a comment. I'll see you guys. Okay, welcome back guys. So the first thing I did was cut out a piece that was enough for the length of my dress, and also would be enough for the side measurement of my dress. So I have 3 pieces on fold, 2 for the front and 1 for the back. So the first thing I did was take the shoulder measurement and also take the neck measurement. So for the shoulder measurement, you have your shoulder divided by 2. I have 7.5, and for the back neck I have 1 inches, and for the front I have 3 inches by 3. Okay, so the next thing I did was get my armhole measurement, and that is your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5, and then I went ahead and connected to the shoulder, and then I took my bust measurement. That's your bust divided by 4, and then by the armhole I divided it by 2 and went in by 0.5 inch, and then I drew my cuff like you're seeing it right now. So I have my armhole ready. And so the next thing I did was find the half length measurement, and then for the half length, that's your waist divided by 4, and then I went ahead and had my sewing allowance. For this outfit, you don't need a dart, so you're going to cut it out like that. So I went down by 8 inches so I could measure my hip, and that will be that would be your hip divided by 4. Whatever you get, just measure it out, and that is what I did. And up till the length at the bottom of the dress, I went ahead and used my hip measurement down like that. I've gone ahead and draw everything out. Now I'm adding the sewing allowance. I'm adding 2 inches right from the bottom to the top, and after that I'll go ahead and cut out my fabric. One more thing, so you know I told you that I have the fabric, I have 3 on fold, 1 for the back and 2 for the front. So when you're cutting it out, you should try you should cut out the back neckline, and then after cutting out the back neckline, you take out the 1 piece for the back before cutting out the front neckline, so you don't make a mistake of cutting out the same measurements for the back and the front. Okay, so I have my fabric here. So like I said, you have to take out the back before you cut the front. So you know we're using 2 fold for the front. So I'm going to cut out the neck part for the front, and like that. So the thing I'm doing right now is trying to get the middle part of the dress, so that when I want to cut out the front pattern of the dress, we would know what to do. So for the front part, for the slits, before we go to the slits, let's cut out the upper part of the dress. So I went up by 2 inches from the bust line, and then I went ahead and drew my cuff to make the 2 inches and up to the neckline. Yeah, so I went up and do that. So that depends on how you want your neckline to be. I don't want it to be so deep. That is why I went by 2 inches up. So for some people, you can just leave it that way and just connect it from the bust line. You don't have to go up 2 inches like I did, but because I didn't want it to be too open at the front, I went up by 2 inches. If you want it open, you can leave it that way and don't go up 2 inches. So for the bottom part of the dress, as you can see, the dress has this triangle-like shape at the front. So I measured out the length that I want my dress to have the opening, if that makes sense. Yeah, so for that part too, I don't want it to be so open, so I measured from the shoulder to around my new length. So this dress is longer than the new length, is a midi dress. So for that part, so I went down by from the shoulder to my new length. If you want it more open, you can come up from your new length by 3 inches, 4 inches, depending on how you want it. So I just went ahead and drew out the cuff like that. So you can see where I marked in the middle, that's where the opening is going to start from. So I just went ahead and do that, and then I added my sewing allowance to the fabric like that, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut it out and show you what it looks like. So I'll be cutting out 2 of this pattern. So don't go away, keep watching. Okay, so I cut out the first one. This is it that you're looking at, and then I'm going to use it and cut out the second part. Please note the second part is going to be the same thing, but you can do that by the right side facing each other. Yes, the right side facing each other, and that way you can use this pattern to cut out the other side of the fabric. So when you open it, it's going to give you the full front of the dress. So just keep watching. Yeah, that is what I'm doing right now, the right side facing each other, and then I'm going to cut it out and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I have the 2 front piece. Yeah, so you see that is how it's going to be looking like. We have the 2 front piece, and I'm just trying to arrange it so you guys can see it very well. Yeah, so I already brought the back, and so I'm arranging the front piece on the back. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. Keep watching. so this is what I have. You can see the opening at the bottom part of the dress, and that is by the side. So now to the sleeve part. So I have two folded fabric too for the sleeve because I'm cutting it together, and I'm just going to measure out the sleeve right now. So for the length of the sleeve, I used the length of my hand. Yeah, so I use the length of my hand for the sleeve. If you want your sleeve to be a little bit bigger or bulkier, you can add to the length of your sleeve. You're going to understand what I'm saying, because this dress has a little tightening around the wrist that makes the sleeve kind of fitted. Yeah, so which will be cutting out on its own. Yeah, you're going to understand what I'm saying. So here is the sleeve. I'm not going to be shaping it or anything. I'm just going to measure out what I have from the armhole down to the wrist line. So because by the wrist line, I would be doing a gathers for it to fit into the extra fabric that will be cutting out for the wrist part of the dress. So I'm just going to cut this out, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut out the short piece that we'll be using for the wrist of the sleeve. Okay, so we have our sleeve, and this is what it's looking like. I notched it so I know the middle part of the sleeve. So for the wrist part I'm talking about, this is what I have. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it's kind of longer. So for you to have something shorter, then you have to measure how short you want yours to be, and then just cut out the length, the length that you want, and then measure out your round wrist, and then cut it out. Yeah, so this is what I have. Yeah, so you're not having the same measurement for the upper wrist and the lower wrist, if you get what I'm saying. So the upper wrist has to be a little bit wider than the lower wrist. That's why when I cut it out, you can see that it's a little bit slant. Yeah, so that is what we have there. Okay, now to the collar of the dress. So I have the fabric on fold, and then I measure out 10 inches. Yeah, so I have 10 inches like that. Altogether, I will be having 20. So yeah, I wanted to use 11 before, but no, there's no use 11. Let's use 10. So yeah, so I have 10. So this is like it's folded into 4. Like you fold it into 2, and then you fold it into 2 again, because we'll be cutting out the lining and the actual collar. We're going to be cutting it together. So for the upper part of the collar, I measured down 2 inches. Yeah, so I measured out 2 inches, and for the lower part of the collar, I measured out so like that. I came in by 2 inches at that part, and then I went ahead and just joined it out that way. And for this part, I realized it was too big, so I measured out like 2 inches also. Yeah, so I measured out not 2 inches, 1.5 inches, and then I'm going to draw that like so. Yeah, so we have the collar, and I'm going to cut it out. Okay, so this is what the collar looks like. I told you we cut out the lining and everything, and yeah, so this is what it looks like. And I'm going to go ahead and sew it and just attach it to, yeah, I added an interlining, so it's going to make the collar stand very well. Yeah, so I've gone ahead to join my my dress. I also did the rope, that will need to tie it like that. So this is what it looks like. I have one row by the side, and the other one I will be attaching it to the edge of the other side. So yep, and then I have that, and then this is the sleeve. And once I used interlining for this too, so it will be able to stand and give it what we want it to give. And then I went ahead and gathered it, and yeah, I will be joining it this way, and this is what it will be looking like. So let me go ahead and join them and then show you what it looks like. Okay, so we're back. Yeah. So this is what it looks like. Have joined the collar, joined the sleeve. Look at the sleeve. It's giving everything it's supposed to give. Yeah. And then, yeah, so I added this in the inside. So I'm going to attach that inside and then go ahead and, just do that and tie it by the side, and I have my dress looking lovely. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.